Berlin, winter, 1933. A radio crackles in the dark. Adolf Hitler is dead. In that instant, the world splits in two. If the Führer falls before the rise, which nightmare takes his place? Streets hold their breath. No cheering. No riots. Only fog. Listening. Stillness can be louder than screams. Is this peace or camouflage? Power never disappears. It slides into corridors. Papers pile. Stamps bruise ink. Footsteps echo without owners. Germany becomes a waiting room with no exit sign. Who thrives when history puts you on hold? Night brings a dream shared by strangers. A soldier, perfect uniform, wears the head of a black bird. Feathers shine like spilled oil. War will find you anyway. Would you dare sleep again, knowing millions saw the same face? By dawn, people pretend it was nothing. Coffee hides trembling hands. Newspapers deny the dream. But dreams do not forget addresses. Can you silence a nightmare, or only delay its return? Without their leader, Germany does not roar, it tightens. Not a scream, an instruction. Not a charge, an invoice. Is quiet calculation safer than chaos? Or more deadly in disguise? Europe becomes a chessboard in a freezing room. Breath fogs above bishops and pawns. Hands hesitate above the queen. From far away, silence looks like peace. Up close, it is the breath before the plunge. If the storm waits behind the curtain, do you still build shelters? In Berlin, every night, she sings. Dictators always return. Her voice polishes the room into a mirror where time admires itself. Would you believe a prophecy, sung in smoke and velvet? Not one tyrant, but many. Smaller crowns, quicker exits, the same hunger. The song is not entertainment, it is warning. But who listens when history sings in riddles? The Second World War as we know it never comes. Instead, smaller fires erupt across the continent. Flames in Spain, coups in the Balkans, streets bleeding in Paris. Which is worse, one inferno or 100 scattered sparks? None consume the whole house, but the smoke finds every lung. The crow-headed soldier appears again, only in reflections, only in windows you refuse to glance at. If you never turn your head, does the shadow vanish or claim you unseen? In ministries, plans unfold with staplers and telephones. Budgets rename ambitions. Ambitions rename neighbors. Even harmless forms grow shadows tall enough to walk. Can a nation kill without raising its voice? The new anthem is a cue, the new drum, a clock. Somewhere in that rhythm, someone learns to vanish without leaving. History claps softly, yet everyone pretends it was thunder. If thunder is polite, Do you still run for shelter? Prosperity returning, order restored, confidence rising. Confidence in what? In stamps? In silence? Some nights the club is empty. The singer hums to chairs. If no one hears the warning, does prophecy still matter? Outside, the wind arranges leaves into maps, then scatters them apart. Borders blur. Expectations blur faster. The future does not arrive in boots. It arrives stapled to a memo. Are monsters safer when filed into cabinets? History is not a book. It is a labyrinth. Each turn opens a familiar room, wearing a different hat. The Chancellor dies in 1933. The war comes anyway, quieter, narrower, stitched into files and hallways. Which is worse, the tyrant you recognize, or the fate you cannot rewrite? Listen closely. If silence is a plan, then noise is a confession. In this world, the confession never comes, only the plan. If the ending looks calm, did you miss the middle? The corridors lengthen, phones ring unanswered. Documents multiply, yet mean less each time. The labyrinth folds back on itself, endless as smoke. What if history's greatest horror is paperwork? Europe does not explode, it frays. Nations stumble, citizens vanish into forms. The dream repeats. War will find you anyway. A new mask covers the old face, yet the eyes behind it never change. Some truths hide in plain sight. The cabaret singer, the echo of boots that never march, the silence that pretends to be peace. In that silence, power learns to smile. The labyrinth closes in, walls bend, corridors multiply. Light itself cannot decide where to fall. Each step forward is also a step deeper inside. History whispers, louder than speeches. The future does not shout. It leaks through paperwork. The loudest silence is the one no one notices. Children's silhouettes vanish into fog. Steps echo once, then nothing. Even memory is swallowed, leaving only the outline of absence. And so we arrive at the end. Or perhaps the beginning. Again. Subscribe, because the next story will walk darker streets, under dimmer lamps, where the radio never turns off, only down. Bring a light, and do not look away.